It's Thursday, October 1st. Welcome aboard to this edition of Barnstable Today. I'm Kevin Friel. Andrew Gobeil has the day off today. We'd like to remind you right at the top that the meetings we cover are available on demand at the town's website, www.town.barnstable.ma.us. Now, just recently, I had the opportunity to speak with Assistant Town Manager Tom Lynch. He gave us a preview of the upcoming Town Council meeting. Here's our interview. It's the last day in September. We're here to talk about the Thursday, October 1st Town Council meeting. We're here with Tom Lynch, Assistant Town Manager. Thanks for taking some time out to talk to us today, Tom.
Okay, Kevin.
Let's jump right into this. Your first interpretation of what we have on for old business.
Well, we have a busy agenda. The council has a lot of issues to look at. Again, the first item that we're looking at is the appropriation for the town hall repairs. At the last meeting, a couple of councils raised issues around the materials that were going to be used, the products that were going to be used on the roof and the windows and the various historical and nature of those products. So the consultant and we agreed to go back and look at the products we were using, come back with an alternative, and to price those alternatives out. So there will be the opportunity for the council to compare prices, for instance, a slate roof versus an asphalt roof, what the dollar value would be in the short term and what it would be in the long term if you needed to maintain that asphalt roof and how many times you might need to replace that. We had put forth what we thought was the best proposal, but the council naturally has the right to look at other alternatives, and we're putting those together, and then they'll make a decision. And there may not be a vote on that. They may need time to evaluate the information we give them, look at the materials, and then get back to us. But this has been on the agenda a couple of times now, and it might be on another time in addition to that.
Let's talk about some more of the Community Preservation Committee. They had an appropriation for open space. Where's the open space? And
It's down in Cotuit. I believe it's 671 Main Street in Cotuit. There's a developer is wanting to do an affordable housing project down there, actually a housing development with a couple of affordable units. There's area of land owned by the Cotuit water company, and they're concerned about the water quality issues. So CPC, the Community Preservation Committee, has voted to appropriate $137,500, and that money will be matched by the Cotuit Water District. Over an acre will be restricted from development. The project will be reduced in size and density, and that's an item before the before the council to consider.
Okay, let's talk about the regulatory agreement that the town manager may enter into at 46 North Street. It's the former Verizon building. Could you where is that building on?
That's it's kind of toward the far end of North Street. It's up kind of off to the right of Puritan and that area, and it's. They've come in for a regulatory agreement mainly for a change in use. They're redeveloping it anyway, but they'd like to have a medical component in there. So, as with all regulatory agreements, the applicant will make a presentation, and then the board may take action. They may take it under advisement. They may, there are a variety of things they could do with that. But it's a relatively, I understand, a relatively modest request under the regulatory agreement process.
Now let's talk about there was one item that was withdrawn. That was the appropriation to replace the Barnstable Harbor bulkhead. Any indication of why it was withdrawn? Or
I think the applicant was looking to possibly put it on for the November election. Once that time went by, it can be put on any time, really. There could be a special election, or it could tag on to another election. There are other efforts that are ongoing out there to seek grants and whatever, but I think the council decided that we'll see how the process works out, and this is an avenue she can always come back and use.
The next item on the agenda is about to replace a roof on a building at 296 North Street. What's that building that we're looking to replace the roof on?
The town owns the property at 296 North, and the roof has been failing, and the Zion Heritage Museum is housed in that building, so they have some valuable artifacts and whatever. So Community Preservation again has voted to help us restore that roof.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about surplus equipment at the Hyannis Youth and Community Center. Do you know what the sale of that?
The Zamboni. They sold the Zamboni. They want to transfer money over, and so that'll be hopefully that'll be accepted by the council.
So there are about 5 items for new business that the council will be looking at.
I think a couple that stand out to me. One is, although it's a modest amount of money, a $2,000 county land management program grant. It's a significant project for us, and that they're down at the old SUNY Sands down on Craigville Beach Road, which is now, that's been taken down, and there's a split rail fence around there. There's a coastal mitigation nursery that we're looking to, property management and growth management is looking to put into place. And this will help with the plantings of natural grasses, and the idea being, the goal of the project is that when we need these plantings for nutrient management, nutrient issues on the coast or various areas where we put these natural grasses out, we'll, instead of going to a nursery to buy them, actually be supplying them ourselves. So it's a kind of an exciting project that we're looking forward to implementing.
Fantastic. The changing of locations for the precinct polling, is that...
Yeah, that's an important one that I think residents need to be aware of. The town clerk has proposed over some of the upcoming special elections. As you know, we have one for the United States Senate, we have the primary coming up, we have, and so some of the polling places we use can't accommodate us all the time. So the town council needs to adopt the changes. Voters will be getting in the mail, and they should be looking for postcards that will be telling you what election your precinct may change for and where you will be voting. So I expect to get one in my precinct. I'm going to be looking for it, and there's a long list of those, and people should look very carefully as to whether they may vote someplace other than where they usually vote.
Great, Tom. Anything else you'd like to add about this agenda?
Yes, I think there are some grants at the end that are under public safety, and I think it's important to note that the town of Barnstable goes out and is actually the grant administrator for some of these in the police department. And while we're going to be getting some more bulletproof vests and some other computer equipment and whatever from them, we're also administering them in this case for Bourne and Falmouth and Yarmouth. And so I compliment the police department for going out there and trying to seek these grants on a regional basis and then administering them so that the federal government knows we're spending the money properly.
Fantastic, Tom. I just would like to change gears a little bit, shift away from the agenda for this week. And you were the MC at the opening of the Hyannis Youth Community Center. Could you tell us about that experience?
Well, we had a wonderful weekend. Friday began with the ribbon cutting and thanking of the donors, and there were over 500 people at that event. The next day, there were probably 2,000 or 3,000 people that walked in through the doors. I understand the Cubs game that night, there were 1,500 people at. So, but there were families. They did free skate, public skate. They did outside games. I can't compliment the recreation staff enough for the job they did to keep everybody moving. And it was really a fun day. I think where the facility's off to a great start. It's a wonderful addition for the town. I think we should all be proud of it.
Again, that was Assistant Town Manager Tom Lynch discussing the upcoming October 1st meeting of the Town Council. That Town Council meeting is scheduled for Thursday, October 1st at 7 o'clock right here in the Town Hall hearing room. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Kevin Friel.